Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world.
What's up, everybody? This is Ted Karras with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincy Hat, and you're watching Bengals and Brews.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. And there will be no Joe Burrow. Apparently, he had successful surgery today, so the Jake Browning show goes on.
Yeah, he was scheduled. He was gonna come on the show probably.
Yeah,
most
probably.
likely. But he had that surgery today, so that kind of threw a snafu in it.
Oh yeah. This isn't Strawberry, but this is Ashton Jenny, man. Shout out to Ashton Jenny, Bengals legend here. I'll be on with Iceman at 5:30.
Oh, that's true.
This is Bengals and Brews.
Yeah. Hey, where's the new guy? What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Isn't he in his probationary period still?
He said he'd be a little late, you know.
Okay. Well, you only get that's 1 point, Dustin. All right.
Yeah,
1 point.
Sure. But yeah, so CTB is doubtful for this game. Shamar Stewart officially out, which we kind of figured that was coming to. Probably a 2 to 4 week type of injury with him. CTB, those things can be tricky. Obviously, it's a groin, right?
Yeah.
And then also DJ Turner has a groin injury, but he is questionable. And I think Zach expects him to play. But either way, sounds like we're going to see quite a bit more Josh Newton. You're probably going to see a little bit more Marco Wilson. You may see a little bit more DJ Ivy. So we're going to have to test that cornerback depth right away. So thoughts on the injury report. And then for the Vikings, Christian Darrisaw, who hasn't played since last October, is officially questionable. I think he's going to give it a go at left tackle, so it'll be interesting. He'll have a hell of a matchup in his first game back with this guy named Trey Hendrickson that he'll be going against.
Yeah, I tell you what, but before we get to that, we just like to give a big shout out to our sponsors of this show, The Chop Shop and Midwest Best Barbecue, both proud sponsors of the show. They both kick ass big time and all that. And if you show up at Midwest Best Barbecue, wearing a Chop Shop shirt, you know what you get? You get to be the coolest person.
Oh yeah, you do.
That's what you get right there, and that is a priceless thing. But yeah, seriously, get yourself.
You
some
wear
wings.
that Chop Shop gear, man. There's good. There is a chance you get laid.
Loving that, and I'm loving this personal shirt that Chop made for me
right
here.
Matches that chrome dome. But go ahead about thoughts on the cornerback room, Greg.
Thoughts on the cornerback room. I mean, hey, I was going to say, I was always the one.
Fix your microphone. This guy.
Jesus Christ. Go ahead, Chop.
I wasn't prepared.
Oh, all right. Okay, never mind. The quarterback room. Hey, the quarterback room is proving me wrong. They can kick. They can all take the shot of kicking me in the nuts because I've called out the cornerback room for quite some time that I was worried about. Shout out to them. Obviously, it's going to be tough at CTB, and hopefully DJ Turner sounds like he'll be playing. But, hey, the cornerback room has been saving us, man. They saved us in that game from a couple touchdowns. They've saved points from us big time. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this. As of right now, my grade for the cornerbacks the last 2 games, I'm going to give them an A, man. They've kept us out of trouble at times on that defense. They really have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sweating it too bad. I mean, Cam Taylor-Britt's out for – it sounds like he was kind of doubtful, so he'll probably be back next week. And, I mean, this week Jake's going to put up like a 50-banger on his old team. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm just kidding about the 50-banger. I'm just kidding about not worried about the cornerback room. Slightly worried. But it's not that bad. I mean, I got a lot of faith in DJ Turner. I know he was questionable, but I saw that Zach Taylor said even though he's listed questionable, he's likely playing. So I got faith in him. I got faith in Fig Newton. I got faith in DJ Ivy. I know he's been spotty this year. He's playing a lot better. That year he got hurt. Like before he got hurt, if he come back to that DJ Ivy. And I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Like Cam's only going to miss 1 game, I think, right?
I mean, that's the hope. The only thing, I mean, Cam played like a number 1 corner like we were hoping. He didn't in week 1, but he played excellent last week. And, the Vikings have this guy that you rooted for when he was at LSU, Port Chop.
That's right.
And his name
Actually,
is Justin.
I didn't even.
Yeah, you weren't really a fan then, right? It was like right after.
Let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you what it's like. It's like I got this giant fucking sword, like gash in my neck, and blood is squirting out. Squirt, 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 squirt. Right. This is Joe Burrow's toe. Squirt, squirt. Now I stubbed. I got a splinter, and that's how much I worry about Cam Taylor-Britt. Blood gushing from the neck, Joe Burrow. I'm worried.
Yeah.
Splinter in my finger, Cam Taylor-Britt. Just to put perspective on it. Like I'm so like my brain is so engulfed still with this Joe Burrow injury that I can't realize the Cam Taylor-Britt splinter in my finger with all this blood gushing out of my jugular vein.
Yeah, or the sprained ankle, which is Shamar Stewart, because he's looked good rushing the passer and providing pressure. So I mean that we're gonna miss that too.
Yes. Who the fuck said around draft time after that? Who thought we'd be here going, God damn it, we're gonna miss Shamar Stewart?
Ugh.
Who
would have thought?
That's always the hope with the guy in the first round. So
yeah. Well, I mean, he's incredibly disruptive in the backfield, and he's been that on the games he's played with us.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like the last 2 weeks, right? We said, these are probably going to be ugly games, and at the end of the day, find ways to win. And man, they were uglier than we wanted. But you know what they did? They found a way to win. And there's something when you're on a team that just finds ways to win that can be infectious. Now, I know that Joe Burrow's out. I know that some of these other guys are out. But man, hey, we were losing that game when Jake Browning came in last week. We still won it. So Jake Browning, he's a professional. And he's had a full week of reps with the first team guys. And he'll throw some fucking balls. I mean, we can't deny that, right? But, hey, the receivers know that too. So the receivers got to be ready. The receivers got to be locked in. And we got some damn good receivers. So there's a lot of talent surrounding Jake Browning and the rest of these guys. And I expect a fun, ugly-ass, but fun, close, tight butt type of game again this week against the Vikings.
Well, Dale, also, to point this out with Jake Browning, I think I talked about this on the show, and I talk about this with friends of mine all the time. Jake Browning's mindset right now is, look, this is an opportunity for me to get millions of dollars right here. If I'm Jake Browning, this is what I'm thinking. I'm an NFL starting quarterback who just happens to be playing right behind one of the best quarterbacks in the league, period. This is my shot right here to get maybe, $80 million, a crap load of money.
Yeah, quarterbacks get paid.
To get paid. So I have this great opportunity right now to get a paycheck. So he's got a lot to prove himself this year too on a contract year. So that's something to think about, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if he goes and balls out, there's a lot of even backup quarterbacks that get paid good money. This is going to be his first chance as like an unrestricted free agent. He has no more exclusive rights free agency like he had in the past. So he can go out and get, I mean, even if it's $10 million a year on a 2 or 3 year deal, you know what I mean? That is way more money than he's seen as a backup and fringe roster player. I mean, this guy was on our practice squad for a while, so he's got millions and millions of reasons to go out there and try to win games for the Bengals, make the playoffs, show who he is, have a Nick Foles season, win a Super Bowl. Right?
Yes, and then
possible till you're knocked down and you're knocked out of it. Right. Why should we be completely doom and gloom? We're 2-0 for the first time in the Zach Taylor era.
That's right.
So
2-0. Why are we doom and gloom? We're okay.
Hey, I'm keeping the head bald. I've been keeping it bald for the last couple of days. It ain't going nowhere.
Right. No,
I like Chris' comment here. Justin Jefferson, George Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson. Doesn't matter. Bengals by 7.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it.
What's up, Jess? What's up, Matt? Now the prophecy continues. That's what Matt's all about.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I guess so. When Jake Browning wins the Super Bowl, we don't have any trade capital because he's just free to go.
Yep.
At the end of it, right?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you could still try to keep him or tag him, but you're not going to do that.
If he wins the Super Bowl, man, might be worth a tag and trade.
Yeah.
No, maybe, right?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong on that, Chap. That would be intriguing.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into the over-unders. We'll come back, talk about the rest of the game, but we'll talk about a lot of the game through the over-unders for this week's game. So right off the rip is passing yards for Carson Wentz and Jake Browning, man. Well, just looking at this graphic is a bit depressing. I mean, this is the part where it's like, right. Oh, Okay. Yeah, it is real. But
The battle of the bastards.
Yeah, Carson Wentz over under 203.5 yards. And I've seen the Vikings fans talking about, he was the quarterback that Nick Foles became Nick Foles and won that Super Bowl. That was Carson Wentz that got replaced and injured. So they're like, oh, can Carson Wentz, have his own Nick Foles moments here? And they're thinking it starts with the Bengals. So what do you guys think for 203.5? This is a guy who's had, maybe 2 or 3 starts over the last 3 seasons, including this one. The year before he started a little more, put up some 300-yard games here and there. But he throws a lot of picks. I don't know, man. They've got a good coach in Kevin O'Connell, but 203.5. I'm going to say the over just because they still got Jefferson. They still got Hawkinson. Yeah. Jordan Addison serving the last game of his suspension, but they've got some weapons. Jalen Naylor. They've got some different guys on that offense. I'll say over for Carson Wentz, but quarterbacks keep going over, and we still keep finding ways to win. So he can go over, and we can still win if the offense performs up to standard.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're both going over, Dale, and I think the reason is the same thing you said with Carson Wentz. They're both going to air it out. They're probably both going to throw some interceptions. But both of these guys, I think, are going to air it out, and I think there's going to be some big chunk yardage. I mean, we saw it on Sunday. Jake aired that bitch out, man. I think same thing's going to happen in Minnesota. What do you think, Greg?
You just yanked the words right out of my mouth, buddy. I think like the chat's saying too. They're both going over. Like you said, they're just going to be airing it out left and right. I definitely see some interceptions going to be happening.
Yes.
Yeah, they're both going to go over, I expect.
All right, so you guys just went right away with both instead of just Wentz, but that's fine. The over-under for Jake Browning is 239.5. I'll say over as well. I'm with you guys, so we'll just we'll move on. Yeah, I mean, so bet the unders for sure if we're all picking the overs. I just think those aren't crazy high numbers.
No.
But you just never know, right? If it becomes a running game, if it becomes a defensive battle, they have a pretty good defense. Our defense has to be able to stop the run this week. I know they're without their starting running back, but Jordan Mason or whatever, I don't know. He's pretty solid. We'll go right into the receiving.
Hey, real quick, though, Dale, for anybody making their parlay, write that down as both under because we all picked the over.
Yeah.
So into the receiving over-unders, it starts with Jamar Chase, 69.5 yards. Nice. I'm going to say over. I mean, we saw what he did last week. That wasn't all with Jake Browning. He was having a big game with Burrow, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're going to be having a lot of attention toward him, so it may be a T. Higgins game. That would not surprise me at all. But I also, just what we said about Jake Browning, he's going to give it some of those effort balls, toss it up there, toss it out there, give Chase chances to make plays. And Jamar Chase, in my opinion, is the best receiver in the league. He's going against the only other person in that argument, and Justin Jefferson, his buddy from LSU, who's on the Vikings. I think they're both going to try to have big games against each other and have some fun here with it. So I'm going to say over for Jamar Chase, and I could see him going over 100 again, not just 69.5.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think that also – I would love it if he did get 69, as long as we get the win, because that'd be great for Jamar, He'd get a necklace made out of it, be dazzled.
Yeah, so Dale, who are the defensive backs for Minnesota? Is Harrison Smith? He's the only one I know of for the safety. How good are their corners again? I'm lost.
I mean, he's questionable right now. I think their defense as a whole is pretty solid, but okay. I'll look. I don't remember who all they brought in.
Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, Chase, he's coming off a big game. I still think he's going to go over slightly. I don't know if he'll be in the hundreds again. But, man, like Chop said, if he's at 69, oh, baby, I'll take that, man, old 69. But, yeah, no, I think it's going to go over.
They've got Isaiah Rodgers, Jeff Okudah, who hasn't lived up to his hype and bounced around. They got Byron Murphy, who's probably their best defensive back that they brought back. So that's probably their best guy. And then Josh Metellus and Harrison Smith expected to make his debut at safety. Those are two safeties. So I don't know, man. I like Murphy out of that group, but other than that, I think there will be some opportunities for our offensive weapons to make plays.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I'm going to go over because, like we just said, Jake's going to be airing it out. I just don't know if he's going to get 100. I think he's going to maybe get more receivers involved this time. But, yeah, I'm going to go over for Jamar Chase.
All right, so we all picked the over. So go under once again.
Right. Once again.
Justin Jefferson, 72.5. I kind of already talked about it, so I won't spend a ton of time here. I'm going over. I think him and Jamar both try to put on a show. Wentz is a veteran. He has to be smart enough to know, hey, I have Justin Jefferson. I'm going to try to feed him the ball as much as possible. So I think they're going to look his way early and often in that game. And Jefferson's a hell of a receiver, so I'm going to say over on that. He could go over 100 as well.
Yeah, I'm going over. Justin's going to go. I think he's going to get 100 yards receiving. And I mean, that's who Wentz is. Wentz knows a good receiver. You don't have Addison playing. They're definitely going to be feeding the ball to Jefferson. This is a no-brainer over for Jefferson big time, especially with CTB not playing.
Yeah, LS wide receiver U, brah. They're bringing it like it's going to be an LSU show on that field tomorrow. But you're right, man. Carson Wentz is coming in as a backup. And he's going to air that bitch out, man. He's going to get some big yards, and his biggest target is going to be Justin Jefferson, at least the most reliable one. So I agree.
All right, T. Higgins, 55.5. And I've been sticking with the unders on him. He's had good, solid games, and that touchdown was good. I don't remember if he hit the over, but he hasn't had a huge T. Higgins type game yet. So it wouldn't surprise me if he does at some point. But for now, I'm going to stick with the under that he has 54 yards, but 2 touchdowns for T. Higgins. So
wow.
A little technicality here of going under, but he has a good red zone game because I'm waiting on that too.
I'm going to take the over on that one, Dale. I bought his jersey, bro. Yeah. I wore it to that last game, and he had a good game. And so I got faith in my boy T.
Yeah.
I will take the over.
I'll take the over also as well, man. That's why I think I'm predicting T's going to have a bigger game than Jamar. I think T's going to get over 100 yards receiving this game, big time.
Once again, I'm lightheaded because all that blood coming out of my neck from that Joe Burrow injury, remember?
What's up, Dustin?
What up, boys? Happy Friday.
Hey.
Sir.
Sorry, a little late.
Oh, no worries. Chop did dock you a point for being late. Point. He said he's still on his probation period. Right.
Still on your probationary period, and you're late, so you get a point. Don't worry. It's just an educational moment. It's not really disciplinary action.
I mean, work does take precedent, Chop, to be fair. Real jobs that pay money.
This is work. It's just work you don't get paid for.
It's like Saturday school. I've had most of my life, I've been in some type of punishment, even handcuffs from time to time. So
you love it, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was just sexual.
Just giving him what you want.
Exactly.
There's a lot of stuff goes on here sexual, Dale.
Yeah, no doubt. We are on the T. Higgins. You can talk about the Chase and Jefferson if you want. You've only missed the quarterbacks beyond this because we started with receiving before running game later.
Yeah, I think there's going to be definitely some. I mean, once we get into like the keys of the game and stuff, we'll talk about it a little bit more. I definitely think there's opportunities for Yak in this game for some of the coverages the Vikings play. So definitely over on Chase. Justin Jefferson, I'm going to go over on that too. Like, I don't know how much we think of Adam Thielen. I mean, they got Naylor too, but it's definitely like they're going to try to target Justin Jefferson as much as possible, especially with, Carson Wentz coming in. And then with T, I would say, T's had like, I'd like to see him, like he had that amazing touchdown catch last week. It made a few other catches. I like to see them get him going a little bit more. I know in the preseason they were talking about lining him up in the slot and kind of experimenting with him a little bit more. Now, obviously, with Browning coming in, I don't know how much of the game plan changes and what they were experimenting with in the preseason, but I'd like to see him get going a little bit more. So I'm going to say over on T as well.
Okay. All right. We got a question here before we move on to TJ Hawkinson. Favorite Madagascar movie? I don't know which Madagascar it is, Elephant, but it's the one where that other hippo sings that Moto. That I think his name is Moto. I like him big. I like him chunky. That song. So for that song alone, I will say that is my favorite Madagascar movie. But back to the over-unders. TJ Hawkinson, 33.5. I don't know. How have we done against tight ends? I don't feel like Britton Strange really killed us, and he had a big game in week 1. But 33.5 is not a big number. And Wentz may look to go to a tight end, a safety valve type weapon. I'm a little back and forth on this one. I'll say over slightly, like 35 yards, 40, because it's such a low number, right?
Yeah.
If it was 45, I'd probably say under, but since it's at 33, I'll say over.
I'm going to go over as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you do the math here, and I took the over for Carson Wentz, I just have to take the over. Like, I'm not real good at math. Dale, you're a school teacher. Maybe you can grade me, but I think that if Carson Wentz is going over 200 and Justin Jefferson's got 72 of those and 33, that we're still at just about 100, another 30. So I still got another 70 yards, even if I take the over on all these guys. So I'm taking the over.
You've got Naylor, you've got You've
I'm
got
just saying the ones
Thielen.
listed. Yeah.
You know, you've got some stuff out of the backfield, which I can see happening. Dustin?
Dale, have you referenced back to the over and unders for the previous 2 weeks? Because
No.
I feel like a lot of these have been so damn low. Have you guys thought that too?
I thought about, like, I feel like last week we had to be decently because, like, Chase went off and stuff, and we all kind of thought that. So he made us look good. But then you had, like, Burrow getting injured, and I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go Hawkinson over. I know Game On saying in the chat that, you know, he's kind of not had a good year so far, but I also think, like, the Vikings offense has kind of been a mess too, you know, with JJ McCarthy. So I think with, like, Wentz, he's probably going to want to create a connection with another veteran. So I'm going to go over, but just slightly, like 40 yards or something.
Yeah, look, he was like 15 yards week 1, 12 years. I might take my shit back now. I might go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think McCarthy was so bad. Like, there's part of me that wishes he was playing.
I wish there's a whole part of me wishes he was playing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to Jalen Naylor. 30 or did everybody go on Hawkinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jalen Naylor, 30.5. I'll do under on this because, you know, maybe the tight end gets involved, maybe Thielen gets involved. And I'll say Naylor goes under, but man, with the CTB injury, with Turner maybe not being 100% healthy, they got up some yardage against us, and it wouldn't take a lot for him to go over 30.5. But I'll say under. Somebody's got to go under, so I'll go under on Jalen Naylor.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you my over under when Game On puts it in the chat for me because
you're waiting on Game On to tell you.
That last one up, man, and this dude's got the stats. So, here he's got my answer already. Oh, sorry. 28 yards week 1, 31 yards week 2. He's going over. Boom, we're going over. Me and Game On take the over on Jalen.
He's gradually going up, and he was already slightly over last week. So
that's right. Yeah. Appreciate that, Game On.
I'm going to go over as well.
Just
for the hell of it.
It's because of Game On, right?
Yep.
I mean, when like this dude is a stat sheet, right?
Yeah, I love Game On. It was awesome seeing Game On. For a little bit at the tailgate, I picked him up with a great man hug and carried him around for a while.
Well, I mean, it ain't hard. The dude weighs like buck 25.
Right. But come on, Chop. I'm a man over here.
Yeah, right. But, I mean, pick me up and carry me around. It's a little different.
Yeah, I'll try.
You can if you want to.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Right on your shoulders.
Yep.
Like
all right, that's
walk me into the stadium.
Dustin, keep Chop on the rails.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I don't even know what Chop's talking about getting lifted up. What were you doing at the game last week, Chop?
I was getting lifted up.
Were you hitting that Four Loko again?
Oh, bro. I know you can see the screen on the bottom, but I keep one handy right here just in case.
Keep one in the chamber.
That's right.
He's kept it handy for 2 years. It doesn't get open. He doesn't.
That one, yeah.
Super Bowl. That will be the Super Bowl.
That is it. Boom. Yeah. I said it. Well, goddamn, before you worked here, you watched here, and you know that's my Super Bowl beverage.
Before you worked here.
Oh, that Four Loco's getting cracked open.
Dude, I got made fun of for saying De'Ami Brown was going to be a little bit of a challenge last week and picking the over on him, and he went for 57. So I feel vindicated by that. So I'm going to say over on Naylor too.
Hey guys, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Naylor will go for like 60.
Wow, you took way over.
I don't love that for us, but yeah, We'll have to revisit that one because and we should probably start revisiting some of these.
Well, you can look at it as a positive because he'll go over because we're up so much that
we're winning. We're beating that ass.
Yards. Yeah,
he gets them all in the fourth quarter.
All right,
it's how Deshaun Watson made all of his guaranteed money. The Texans were always down every game, and all his stats came from being down and just throwing the ball all over the place. Ayo. So but I digress.
Yeah. What'd you have there, Greg?
Now, you know what? I'll bring it up after we're done with over-unders. I was going to do an over-under for something else going on in the NFL, but wait, we're done with this.
All right, we got more receiving over-unders here. I can't see that because of where the stuff is. What does the top one even say? I've got the live. Yeah, I've got the live and all that at the top of my screen, so I can't see it.
Guys, quick thing. Tyler, he has to go back to work, but he says, always a pleasure. Who day, Brew Crew? Hey, we love you, Tyler.
Good day, buddy.
I'll put it back when you're done, Dale. Go ahead and read that number.
Is that Chase Brown? That's what I couldn't see. I couldn't see the name because okay, that's all I was asking because I've got where it says live and I've got like all this stuff and I couldn't read the name.
Okay, yeah.
And my internet connection cutting out. Why did you put Mike Brown?
Wrong one. My bad. Sorry. Here we go. Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Anyways, over under 15.
You put it on the under though. You put it on the underside, Chop.
That's where it goes. I can't move it.
All right, Chase Brown, over under 15.5 receiving yards. I like the nuts on Zach Taylor once again to go for that fourth down, watching that game back and getting Chase Brown out of the backfield on a little screen. Then he gets yak down the field. That was probably a 20-yard gain on its own, wasn't it? On that 4th and 5 on our own 15. I mean, it was a nice game. So I'm gonna say over on this. You got to get. I agree, Game On. You got to get Chase Brown heavily involved in this game. We've got to start running the ball too. But if that is not working, the screen game I think could be huge this week. I think he at least doubles that 15.5. I'm seeing a good 35 to 40 receiving yards for Chase Brown this game, and heaven forbid he breaks one for 80 because he's got the potential to do it.
Man, I'm going to go totally against you there, Dale, and I'm going to say gets the under on receiving yards. I think he's going to have a good running game, but I also think some of these receiving yards for the running back come from the quarterback dumping it off when he doesn't have that read downfield. And I feel like Jake Browning doesn't – like if his receivers are covered up, he's launching that fucking ball down the field. He's not taking the check down to Chase Brown. So that's the reason that I think that he most likely will go under 15.5 receiving yards. But I also feel like he'll probably be over 100 rushing. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, this is a tough one here. I mean, all it takes is one little screen pass for him to take off. But
true.
Chop, I get what you're saying. I just think that Chase Brown. I just have this vision in my bald head going on. They're going to throw a little short screen pass to him, and he's just going to take off. I'm going to go over on Chase Brown. This is just too low for me to bet against right here.
Dale, kudos to you. When you clipped up Dylan Fairchild, that's when I was noticing how fast Jake Brown, he's like 3 steps, boom, 3 steps, boom. He launches that ball. So that's why I just don't think he's going to take the check down very often.
Man, the Jags were bringing the blitz too late in that game, and that one throw to Chase was incredible, like a corner blitz coming on his blind side. If he didn't get that ball out, that's a disaster. We don't win that game.
Yeah.
It's got to continue this week.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to get the ball out of your hands quickly. Chase Brown had 2 catches, 18 yards last week, so I'm just going to say over. I'm sure we'll get into more of a discussion in the game planning, but definitely want to start to see more from Chase Brown. Like he was kind of the integral part going into the season. Pitcher was glossing all over him. Just haven't been able to get him going. I know the run blocking hasn't been great. I feel like there was more yards on the field last week from a running standpoint for him. Just kind of looking back on some of the game, but for the sake of this, over for receiving.
All by myself.
Can we replace Yoshi with Tinsley instead?
Well, and that's why the over-under is 16.5, and I was going to say under for exactly that reason, Dustin. I think we're going to start seeing a little more Tinsley, right? Yeah. And a little more Chase in the slot, and a little more variety on the players on the field, a little more 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets. I think we're going to see a lot of different things, and the person whose snap count's going to go down because of it is Joseph. And honestly, I know he drew the flag on Travis Hunter. I watched that 10 times. Maybe he was holding his arm. Maybe he should have turned his head. Honestly, man, if that call goes against us, I'm pissed.
Makeup call.
I'll just say that. I will say that.
Makeup call when they tackled T on the slant.
Yes.
I will just say that I would not have been happy if I was a Jags fan because that was 4th down. That's ball game. I hate when calls get made that determine the game. And maybe whatever.
It was a bad call. Whatever.
We'll take getting the best of it. Either way, I'm going with the under on Yoshi. Just haven't seen him do much. And I think Browning's going to go to the top guys. I think we're going to see more in the screen game. I don't think Yoshi's a screen game type wide receiver. Therefore, I don't see them forcing the ball toward him. And we may see some more Tinsley. I'm going to say under, even though it's only 16.5. Till he shows me something, I'm going to take the unders on Joseph every week.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Now you got me thinking all that talking you did, Dale. God damn it. I think I want to take the over with Andre Joseph because he's also got speed, man. He gets down the field and he might get one of those long passes from Jake. But I was wondering because you guys brought up Tinsley. I was just thinking yesterday. I was thinking about Tinsley and I thought, do you think it's fair to say that is it possible that Cincinnati found something like a Puka Nacua where he wasn't drafted high? He was like, wasn't he like the last round or something like that?
He's a 5th round pick. Yoshi went in the 6th, same draft. He was 5th. Charlie Jones was 4th. They were on the same draft. You could have had technically Puka Nacua and Andreas Bosch.
Well, so when I'm thinking about that, I was thinking about what Jamar Chase was saying about Tinsley, and he was telling they were asking what'd you say to him when he caught that pass one hand, and he said, if you keep making catches like that, you're going to be somebody's number one. And so that makes me feel good because game recognizes game. And so when Jamar Chase said that, like Dustin said, they should have a Tinsley over-under up here. And I think next week they just might.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is, what's that song, Dale? Remember that old Beats by Dr. Dre? Everybody's like, they're talking credit to this player, and he listened to that song. You can tell everybody, I'm the man, and all that stuff. That's what Yoshi's doing right now. All right. This is where Yoshi – but look, I tell you what, Tinsley, he's been kicking ass. I love seeing his highlights and all that. I think, though, this is going to be a game where Yoshi's going to go off. I'm going to go over. I am going to challenge Yoshi to get 70 yards receiving.
Well, you can challenge him all you want. Don't mean he'll do it.
I know.
Also, when you were saying Dr. Dre song, I thought you were going to, like, remix the one where motherfuckers forgot about Dre. But it was going to be like, motherfuckers forgot about Andre,
Right. And then, hey, there we go. T-shirt shop, T-shirt.
Well, he's got to do something first. He ain't
I know,
ready to have a T-shirt
but still,
right
that's
now.
pretty good, Dale. Thank you for pointing that out.
He's got to actually do it.
Yeah.
All right, Dustin.
What question? I mean, this is kind of an obvious answer and maybe question. What is Andre's role in this offense? Like, how would you use him? Because it's pretty clear the lack of productivity. It's not a number 3 receiver. So do you just bring him in and rotate him in on the goal line? Scenario.
I mean, if it's not him, who are you saying is number 3 though? If he's not, when you line the depth chart up, someone's got to be 3. So who is it if it's not him?
I was on Tinsley.
Yeah.
Like Dale can reference this way back before, when training camp started. Because
does Charlie Jones get more in the true slot role? You know what I mean? Because Tinsley seems to be more of an outside receiver. You know what I mean? And I know you can put Chase in there, and Tinsley can do that some too. I'm not saying he can't. But if you wanted to, does Charlie Jones start getting some snaps? Because what happened to all that trust and love that for Chuck Sizzle, to get some offensive snaps? We haven't seen it.
No, they've kind of ran with the same 3 guys. Now it's early in the year, things evolve a little bit, but I think now is the time that you got to start looking for some other options for Yoshi, because I just don't see it. I just don't. So I'm going to go under on this.
Chop, did you say on this one?
Yeah, I said it was going to be the over. I took the over.
Kirk wants to know if Burton's playing Sunday. Obviously, I don't think he is.
No, he's done.
Yeah, he's going to continue to be inactive until there's an injury or unless there's an injury. If not, he's not taking Tinsley's spot. He's not taking Chuck Sizzle's spot as a returner.
Why didn't they just fucking take his toe and put it on Joe?
Hot take. Hot take. He's traded before the deadline this
Oh,
year.
Dustin, I'm surprised he's not traded now. I'd trade him.
Who
Let him
the hell's
start over
gonna-
somewhere.
He's going to give. I don't know, man, but
He has no trade. He has no trade value is the problem. I agree.
I think we know how the NFL is though. They'll take like backup quarterbacks that were 5 stars in high school because they can save them.
Well, hopefully you're right because, honestly, I just wish the kid would have got his shit together, and the reports on the offseason were that he was getting his shit together, but I don't know why he's not on the field if he got his shit together.
Well, he's kind of been squeezed out, right? Like maybe is still doing his thing. But it's just, I just like kind of, you have a log jam kind of at wide receiver, to be honest. So
for now, it's another position like corner. It can change so quick on needing depth. So, I don't mind just having him inactive for now, but he hasn't really proven that he can even fill that role on being reliable when his number's called, showing up to, you know what I mean? And this goes back to last year. I'm not saying he's doing that this year, but it's definitely, it's tough because Tinsley comes out of nowhere, and overtakes his spot on the 53. So we'll see. But Mike Gesicki, 20.5 over under. Gesicki played more snaps, and it's all game plan dependent. I think that could flip back around to where we see more Sample and Fant this week and try to run the ball more. And Gesicki's not out there near as much. But I'm still going over on the 20.5. He seemed to be getting a stride late. If you notice on that game-winning drive, Browning was going to Gesicki quite a bit. And Gesicki was making plays and some tough throws, some tough catches, including getting us down to the 1 for the sneak to happen. So I'm going to say over. I think there's a lot of trust from Jake Browning with Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, there was a lot of reasons I was going to give to take the over, but you already gave them, so all I can say is over.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just Gesicki really hasn't. I don't know, man. I hope he's watching this and tells me to have fun. No, I'm going to go over. It's too low to go.
Did you say how many yards he got last week, Dale?
18.
19?
18.
Oh, 18.
18.
Just like you like him.
All right, let's do it.
True.
I'll
18 and a half. Let's come on now. Don't make me a prevert.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to say this is one of Mike's better games. I think Minnesota leaves opportunities over the middle. So I think he's going to be involved in this game plan and find those spots in the zone. So I'll go over. I'm going to say 50 yards receiving for Mike.
Yeah, I think we could see it and we need it. And Fant 18.5. Same reasoning as why he could hit the over. I think Browning's going to look for some of those tight ends, but I think it's going to be Gesicki this game. And I think Sample's going to be in there blocking his old buddy from Washington. They're homies. So
right.
Noah Fant, I'm going to say under. But it's not a big number. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes over, but I'll say, he just has maybe one catch for 12 yards or something.
Yeah, I was going to go with the under here. I just think that they're going to, if he gets yardage, his yardage are going to be small pieces. I don't think he's going to get a whole lot. Like you said, it's going to be more of a Gesicki game as far as tight ends go.
Now, Game On's telling you they're both going to go over there, Chop.
No. Now I'm fucking reading Game
Hey, Dale,
On.
you know what, man?
I apologize, Game On. My bad.
Hey, Dale, even though I called it last week, hey, we won the game, I'll do it again. Fant's going to score just like how I play with Fant Madden, Dale. He's going to go over 150 yards receiving, just like how I do with Madden with him. Huh?
Well, he didn't do that last week at all.
Well, you know what I said last week, Dan? We won, and I'm doing it as a formality again.
Okay. Whatever you say.
That's what I'm saying, Dale. Shut up.
I'm Stone Cold Big Savage. Don't fucking give me a stunner.
That's right, man.
I love you, Dale. You can rub my head later.
Don't make him put the stunner on your ass.
I'm sorry, Dad.
It's the fucking Stone Cold Savage stunner.
Yeah.
What's been your guys' thoughts on Fant so far? I know this season's been kind of hectic, but just
nothing. As our second tight end, he's doing okay. He's got a touchdown. I don't think he's a bust or anything.
I think he's been solid blocking too. It's never been necessarily his greatest thing, but I think he gives us more looks because he can do both a little bit, and I like that. I like the versatility. He's not He's somewhat in between Drew Sample and Mike Gesicki, and I think that's good to have in another tight end.
Was he out there on our game-winning drive when we went?
Maybe for a play or so. I can't remember.
Yeah. So do you think they're kind of trying to figure out how to kind of use him still?
Yes, 100%, especially when they had to switch quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what the plan is for him. So I'm just going to go under just because, I just don't know so far what the plan is for Noah. I mean, I know what he can do and what they want to do, but just haven't seen it in action yet.
Hey, sorry to cut you off, Dustin. Ping pong. I do not like that name, Crip. That name's going.
Man,
telling him that
threw
you don't like it, you fucked up, buddy.
You just threw gasoline on the fire. You should have.
Just kidding, Crip. I love it.
You should have leaned into that shit.
Just kidding, Crip. I love it, buddy.
You fucked up, Greg. You should know
have been
by now.
Bro, as long as you don't call me Big Savage, I'm cool.
Yeah, I hate the name Big Savage.
I hate the name Big Savage.
Yeah, if you said that, that'd been good. All right, everybody's good on Fant, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, moving on to rushing over-unders.
Oh,
and Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, 73.5. So he is the starter because Aaron Jones is out. And I was making fun of Chop. Like, Chop ain't got no running backs here on his fantasy team.
Yeah.
And he's got Jordan Mason. And Chop, you better put him in your lineup if you haven't already, because I think he's going to have a pretty solid game. He's a pretty good backup running back, and this is why he's there for games like this. They're going to feed him a lot. With all that said, I have a lot of belief in our run defense. I really do. And I think that the additions of Mike Pennell, TJ Slayton, I think our run defense, to win this game, have to hold them in check. Has to hold Jordan Mason running the ball. He can catch the passes out of the backfield, make them throw, make Carson Wentz throw the ball. I'm going to say under, but I'm going to say he still has 65, maybe a touchdown. Still has a decent game, but man, 73.5 is a big number, but I know they plan on getting him the ball a lot. There's a fantasy football guy that said he's got his second highest total for him that he's ever projected for a running back in the last several years. Projects him getting 30-some fantasy points.
What?
He expects Jordan Mason to go off this game against the Bengals.
Because he had 30 yards last week.
I'm just telling you. I'm going under, but the expectation is for him by a lot of fantasy people, and I think by the Vikings for him to have a big game.
Yeah.
Have we seen that offensive line play?
Mm-hmm.
They're trash.
Man, I will Dale, I'm also going to take the under. Part of it is I hope it gives me that bad juju to get that 30 fucking points you're talking about. Somebody said he might get in fantasy. That way I can put that whooping on fucking Matt's ass. Bengals bourbon in the comments. So, but man, I think that our defense has done really good against the run so far. I know it's only 2 games in, but nobody's really ran on us a whole bunch. I think you're right. I think I'm going to put my faith in our defense on the run. Although Stewart was a part of that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like Jacksonville play action a lot. They didn't want to test our run game because of what we put on tape week 1. It was smart game plan by them. But
yeah.
Go ahead, Greg.
I'm going to go Jordan Mason. I'm going to go under just because like we said, I'm only going to say under down because I don't think he's going to do anything. I think that Wentz is going to be chucking the ball down the field a lot. So I'm going to go slightly under.
It's going to be our defensive backs, our guys like Dax Hill that looked really good, our linebackers. They're going to have to be reliable tacklers. I think that's how you keep them under, too. It's not just that D-line, but that's a big part of it.
Yeah. I'm going to go under as well. I think he gets around 60 yards or something. So we hold him in check. I think, with this game, it's kind of looking at the average yards per carry. Can we keep him around that 3.2, 3.8 mark? To me, that signifies that we're doing a good job against the run. So let's go under on that.
I also seen some stuff, Crypt Keeper. when I went to a bachelor party with ping pongs. Yeah, just saying. All right.
When I was in Amsterdam, I didn't do ping pongs, but there was one of those strip clubs where women would slice a banana, but their slicer was, right?
Hard-hitting information you get here on Bengals
right.
and Bruce. Chase Brown, over under 69.5. They're really loving these 69.
I know. It's the chase thing. 69 for the chases. Chase Brown, Jamar Chase.
I'm going to say under because I low-key really like their defensive line. Jalen Redmond, Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen. I mean, they have revamped it, and I think that's a lot of talent, and those guys can get pressure on quarterbacks too. I think that's a huge key to the game is our interior offensive line versus their defensive line, I think is a huge, huge matchup for this game. But I'm going to say under. We haven't been able to get the running game going. I don't think it starts this week. I hope it does. It'd be great for us. But I think we're going to have to rely on throwing the ball again. Play action, screen game, and the rushing game is going to suffer a little bit. But extension of your run game can be those short passes. So I'm going to say under on Chase Brown rushing, but I went over on the receiving for him.
I said it earlier. I said earlier that Chase Brown was going to get them rushing yards and not the receiving yards. So I'm definitely sticking with it and going hammering the over right here.
Here's a good our buddy Robert Banker, man. Shout out to Robert.
What's up, Robbie?
Oh, if I can click stuff. Hold on. I'm clicking and unclicking. Greg, click it.
Yeah, so the Vikings, their first game of the season, they gave up 4.6 yards a carry. And then last week, I think it was like 5.4. So I'm smashing the over on Chase. I'm going to predict he gets his first 100-yard rushing game of the season.
Damn, that's a good stat, though. Robertson, he says.
Yeah. So Robert Banker, for the podcast listeners, Chase has 69 rushing yards for the entire season. So that's 2 games. But the Vikings are 4th worst against the run so far this season. So something to keep in mind.
They have not been good against the run, the Vikings.
By the way, when you get a chance, speaking of Robert, check out, Robert does a fantasy football show, talks about each fantasy player each week. Rob gives good insight on fantasy football, so check it out when you get a chance.
Yes, and he's always I think he won the fantasy football last year for Project Game Day. So, and Robert knows his stuff. We love Robert, man. Hooday.
Love you, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go over on Chase Brown just because I want to say it.
All right. That's all. Savage does what he wants, and the reason is because I can't.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck it. He's eating chips.
No, I mean
pork rind. Pork rind. He loves them goddamn Kroger pork rind.
Jake Browning, over-under. I hate quarterback over-unders. You guys know this. 11.5, don't care. I'm going to say under. I do not care. I don't want him running. I don't want to have to see anyone else in there. Just throw it in the ground. Throw it in the row 3. I don't give a shit.
I'm with you, Dale. I think the same thing. I just don't think that he's going to hold on to the ball enough to scramble to make a run out of it, unless the play is that way it's designed, or for some reason the middle just opens up in front of him like fucking Moses parting the Red Sea. So I also am taking the under, and I got my hands in the praying position. Please, under. God damn. Who's next if we lose him?
Riping.
Brett Rippin.
Yeah. Sounds awesome.
I'm going to go. He's going to say the bucket too. Oh, God. I'm about to choke on a pork rind.
Jesus Christ, Greg. Fucking. This is why you don't fucking eat pork rinds during the middle of the fucking show.
I know. I'm going to go under. I'll be right back. I got shut milk.
Jesus.
Well, Greg's dead, everyone. It's good to know.
Greg died live
peace.
on the show today.
Jesus Christ.
He shaved his head and he just started eating pork rinds nonstop.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I got a funny one for this. I'm going to say Jake goes over. He is going to score on a little run action, like fake, in the low red zone. He's going to get a touchdown run. And then he's going to have one scramble where he sees everybody dropping out and picks up a third down, like a la Baker Mayfield against the Texans.
And hopefully he has that same attitude. If someone talks shit, the injuries go away. Why couldn't that happen with Burrow last week? Baker's like, oh, my ankle, I'm
Dude,
injured. And then he's
bro.
like, you're talking shit. Stop that. I'm fine.
Bro, I thought that was an Achilles on
Yeah.
Baker. He grabbed his leg. Yeah, so I was like, oh shit. Michael Jordan's down today too for Tampa. Their literally entire offensive line is gone.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
That Michael Jordan guy. Jesus, wish we could draft a guy like that.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, you
He's
don't.
still in the league.
You're right. He is.
He's
These
grading out
offensive
okay
linemen,
this
man,
year.
if they're serviceable, they can stay
All
in
right.
the league a long time.
Did we all get Browning?
Yeah.
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 All right. So Carson Wentz, 9.5. Once again,
Under.
don't really give a shit. I'm going under. I don't
Yeah.
I don't care.
He's gonna have negative yards.
He's like a fucking couch, man. So under.
You guys ever seen his Instagram post?
Ew.
No.
Carson
Is it his
Wentz?
girlfriend's? If it
It's
is
his
it his
girlfriend's-
girlfriend's boobs?
Are
No,
they out?
he's a hunter, which no problem, but it's kind of like he hangs these birds, and there's like a lot of them. Like,
We had that Bengals had that one player that was really into hunting. He was like a draft pick and he got hurt or something, but he posted pictures of like slaughtering every animal he killed and all that and stuff. I forget the guy's name, but
TJ Hushmanzada said that Carson Palmer still owns land here.
oh, he comes
And
back and
he
hunts.
comes here and goes hunting
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so we all went under, or Greg, did you
Under.
say?
Yeah.
I'm
going
gonna go.
with you.
I think he's gonna go over. He can still
All
run.
right.
I know he's gonna throw the ball, but I think he's gonna get. That's too low for me to go under.
All right, that's fair. I like it when it's a little mixed up.
Yeah.
All right, and then it's like a 3-point game. It's basically a coin flip the way I see it. The over-under is 42.5, which is very interesting. Man, I'm going to say Bengals win, so I'll take the over. And the Bengals win 24-21. It's going to be close. They find a way to win. And that's that. That's what I got.
I'm going to take the over too. You know why? They should have never fucking traded him. They should have never fucking traded him. So I'll take the over, and I'm going to go 27-13, Cincinnati.
All right. I'm gonna go. Yeah. Oh no. So Dale, I looked it up last week. I said 6-9 all, but you told me to be serious. I said 31-28, but it was 31-27, so I was close.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna say
Chop, you actually took the under, right? 27-13.
Oh, I meant the over on the points for the Bengals. I'm taking the points for the Bengals, and yeah, in 27-13, I'll take the under for the total.
Yeah. All right. So my score prediction is I'll just combine my score prediction with under. I'm going to go 28-24 Bengals. So the Bengals will not cover the spread, but will still win.
No, they would be covering the spread,
They
right?
would cover.
Dude, look, I suck at math. Okay, I'm sorry.
Greg's got a lack of oxygen from choking on that pork rind. Give him a break.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
by
he is
the way,
dead.
Dale, the guy that was into hunting, Wyatt Hubert, that's who it was. So,
Yeah. He was a 7th rounder, right?
Yeah, he was. Yes, but go ahead.
I'm going to go over, and the Bengals take the points, and they win 28-20. I'm feeling really good about this game, actually.
Man, just find a way to get to 3-0, right?
That's all I give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I saw Paul Painter's question flip up here for a second, and it went off. But he's saying, when was the last time an NFL team won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback? And I think it's Nick Foles, right?
Yep.
Yeah, who replaced Carson Wentz?
You replaced
who was the
Carson
guy?
Wentz.
Yeah.
This is all part of the prophecy.
When did Nick Foles come in? I can't remember. When did he come in for Carson Wentz?
It wasn't the fucking third game of the season, I can tell you.
Right.
I was going to say, it was like in the playoffs. Was it in the playoffs?
God, I don't remember, to be
I
honest.
think it was before. I think it was just before the playoffs, like a game or two, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
All I know is Jake Browning has so many reasons to be good this year. Like, he could get paid.
Yeah.
Paid. Finally for him.
just operate the offense, right? Like you can be a good operator of an offense in the NFL. Hell, look, San Francisco took Mac Jones last week and he threw 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
So just operate the offense, get it to your playmakers. Don't make bad decisions. You know, if you got to throw the ball away, throw it away. If you got to check it down, check it down. But yeah, I'm confident in Jake.
Yeah.
Like obviously over the long haul, once they get a little more tape on them, how they utilize them, I don't expect them to go out there and play like a beast every game, but just like
Right.
these types of games, like these next 2 games are really important because we hit a tough stretch after that, So
This is the team that drafted Jake, man. He is going to fuck them up.
We'll see.
he got his revenge already. I think he said
he's
it.
not done.
But he's
He's
got to
not
do it
done.
at Minnesota this time, Dustin. It has to be at Minnesota this time.
Now he wants to do it in front of their fans and embarrass them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get too much into that stuff, to be honest. Like, I don't
by the
know.
way, to my dad's friend Paul, who lives in Minnesota, is a diehard Vikings fan. Paul, you're a good dude. I love you. And he actually contributed to my head shaving, but I'm sorry, Paul. Nothing personal this weekend, buddy.
How many Super Bowls do you think the Vikings win if they would have just kept Jake Browning?
All of them.
All of them.
No, I really think it comes down to our offensive line versus their D line. Like I mentioned earlier, it's part of something I wrote in a Cincy Jungle article. I've had the 3 under the radar players each week. I did 4 this week because 2 of them is Dylan Fairchild and Dalton Reisner. And I know that under the radar, I'm running out. I can't do special teams every week. I like mixing it up. But I think it's the biggest thing of the game. You talk about the stars, you can talk about the quarterbacks, you can talk about the running backs. But I think how our guards do versus Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave rushing the passer more than anything else is the key to the game. Week 1, when the Vikings won the game, those 2 combined for 13 pressures. Last week, they combined for 3 total pressures combined. So, and they lost. So which one does our guard tandem, and Ted's in that as well, can we contain those guys and they only have 3 to 4 pressures in the game combined? Or do they go off and have 10 plus? Because they have 10, 15 pressures. And we've been giving up a lot of pressures.
Yeah.
Like if you look at that on PFF, like we've been giving up like 28 to 30 pressures a damn game. And that's not sustainable. So we have, and that's part of that's on the quarterback too, getting the ball out faster and stuff like that. But I think that is my biggest key to this game is our guard play and interior O-line play and the tackles as well. Just our offensive line versus their defensive line. Protect Browning long enough. Give him the extra second to get the ball out. Give him the extra second to find a guy open. I think that's going to make all the difference in this game. So that's my biggest key to the game. Dustin, do you have a key to the game for this week?
It's all about how we handle. Yeah, it's all about how we handle the blitz. Like the Vikings will leave a lot of the field exposed because they like to blitz. They like to shoot gaps. They're kind of relying upon that. They play a lot of cover 3, cover 4. So I feel like the middle of the field can be open, finding those spots in the zone. I think Jake Brown's processing is going to be really important, knowing where the blitzes are coming from and obviously how the offensive line holds up. I also think, obviously, talking about the Vikings' run defense has been great. So if we can establish the run, make them respect that, get some play action, going, that part of the game going too, I feel really comfortable about the game. But yeah, once again, comes down to our offense line, how they hold up, how Jake kind of processes everything, how they handle the blitz. If we can do that, I think we can move the ball and put some points up. And I just think, when did Carson Wentz get there? In August 14th or something when he signed with the Vikings?
I'm not sure.
He hasn't been in the system that long, so I feel like there could be some rust there. Obviously he's came into these positions before.
Right, he's a veteran. Yeah. He's bounced around to multiple teams. Several.
Yeah, so, I think he'll hit some passes here or there, but over this length of the game and the stretch of the game, maybe our defense has a couple rough series here or there, but I'm confident our defense is just going to continue to get better week by week. So I feel good about us defensively in this game too.
Chop, you got a key or keys to the game?
I mean,
is it Samaje Perine as a returner?
Right.
Because Samaje Perine as a returner. What the hell? That was
no
incredible.
shit.
That came out of nowhere, yeah.
Our special teams have been incredible, even on coverage, on like kick returns. We're coming down and like smashing dudes, and they're not barely getting
Taj Brooks.
Yeah.
Taj Brooks has been a fucking elite fucking special team. I don't know about elite. I don't watch tape like you guys, but man, he looks good to me.
Let me ask you guys this: Do you think we take Darren Simmons for granted sometimes? I mean, you could argue within the last 10 or 15 years, he's been the best special teams coach in the league.
It wasn't good the last couple of years.
No, last couple of years sucked. It did. To be fair, you're right.
We want to see it get back to the standard, and so far so good for this year. But yeah, Chop, did you have a key to the game?
I mean, it's like you said, it's in the trenches. It's the offensive line and the defensive line, because that's going to affect everything. I mean, if I was going to say anything else, I would say that one of the keys to the game is that, as funny as it sounds, I need T and I need Jamar to step up. And the reason I say that is because Joe Burrow didn't throw as many contested balls as I feel like Jake Browning's going to throw. I feel like if Jamar's covered by 2 and the play is for the ball to go to Jamar, it's probably going to Jamar anyway. So he needs to step up and T, because there's going to be a lot of contested balls.
Greg, do you have one?
I'll tell you what, I'm assuming he's healthy. I'm going to go DJ Turner versus Justin Jefferson, assuming that's who he's guarding most of the time. Jefferson's going to go all over the place, but, it's going to be if he can hold him. Look, you can't stop Jefferson, but you can contain him. If he could just contain, even if Jefferson gets 100 yards, but you hold him to no touchdowns, I'll take that from DJ Turner. Because the quarterback, I'll put it this way, all the corners against Justin Jefferson, I want to see what they do against him.
Okay.
Well, I would also add, I know it's an obvious thing, but I think both teams having backup quarterbacks, the turnover battle, right? Interceptions, who makes the intercept, a pick six could turn this game. And I think it's who can not make the mistakes is almost just as important in this game with Jake Browning and Carson Wentz at quarterback for both teams. Yeah. So I think that's a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, generally in the NFL, you win the turnover battle, you win the game.
Yeah. So
we didn't win the turnover battle last week, but we still won.
Yeah, we haven't. But we've been getting turnovers, right? It hasn't been super lopsided. We've been getting turnovers. We've been given turnovers, but we've been getting turnovers.
Well, that's what Santori was telling me, because he rode with me to the game and back. But he was telling me that he said that Al Golden's defense was going to be just about what it is. They're going to be a lot faster. They were going to be more focused on takeaways. And
our safety tandem has looked really good too, and that's a big part of it. The safeties, I think, can make play. Yeah, Jordan Battle has the interceptions, but he looks fast, flying around, making plays. He's coming up and making tackles that if he don't make them, they're going to the house. When I was rewatching the tape and some of the clips I put out, I was like, "Woo! If Battle doesn't make that play, good chance that one's gone." So it's a lot of fun, exciting stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Dax Hill and Battle are playing at such a high level this year.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see.
Dale, I got something to say.
Shirtless dot bot. It's the shirtless dot bot. Oh, we're doing the dot bot on Friday, and he's shirtless, and he's got a bald head. Now we got to shave his chest.
Now grab that beard. He needs to grab that beard.
No. In all fairness, it was
how much to shave his chest and his back? Could we raise?
No. And funny story, on Project Game Day, when it was posted, it was James Mom Shelley said, so next we got to wax his chest and all that and stuff. So,
and back.
I don't know.
Don't forget
how much, Greg, at the tailgate to wax your taint?
I'm not. I'll have to think about that one. I don't
think
know
about it, because we'll get some wax and we'll wax your taint live at the tailgate.
There you go.
Greg he's a man of the people, and they wanted the dot bot, and he gave him the dot bot. But Dustin, continue.
It's just a good chance for us to make a little hay in the AFC North. Green Bay is playing Cleveland. Pittsburgh is in New England. I'll ask a little stat here. When's the last year, if you had to guess, Pittsburgh has won in New England?
I'm going to guess not 24.
I would honestly say within the last 2 years, just based on New England not being that good. But the way you ask the question makes me think it's been a long time.
2008.
Is it really?
Yeah, they haven't won in New England since 2008. Now, obviously, they don't play every year, but they play.
No, but they played them. I mean, they probably played them last year because we played them last year.
I believe they did. They did. And then, obviously, Detroit at Baltimore on Monday Night Football, a banger game. So, tough schedule for the rest of the AFC North.
Do you want to kick around? Do you have the schedule in front of you?
Yeah, I do
Do
actually.
you want to just kick around like a little bit of this and score predictions? Chop, you got
Yeah.
work?
Yep, I do.
All right, brother. Well,
I'll leave you
What-
guys to score prediction. I apologize about my light though, but like I had 2 lights
Oh.
down here and one went out, so it was a little darker. And guess what? While we were doing the over unders, the other fucker just went out. So
it's
now
all
I got
good,
it.
brother.
I need everybody and Matt Walker. You tell everybody how to do it. Order some shirts so that I can afford a new light.
I also like this idea. Could shave who onto Greg's chest and Day onto his back.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, I do want to say before I go, though, just a little shameless plug here, is that the Chop Shop now has the Jackpot Joey gear. So if you go there
Okay.
for your, it's Jackpot Jake right now, but Maddie's going to get me the other artwork too. So, and so Maddie said, hey, will you put this in your shop? And every single fucking dime of profit goes to Project Game Day. So if you go there and you buy all the Jackpot Jake shirts that I got up there now, all the profit goes to Project Game Day. So that's it. And I'm out. You guys have fun.
That's awesome.
Love
man.
everybody. Have a good
Good
Friday.
job.
Love you, buddy.
Love it, Chop.
Peace.
Greg, you want to do kicking it around the leg with us, or
Sure, I can hang around.
I
all
did.
right?
Before we hop into that, I can just it sounds like Burrow had a successful surgery today.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
kind of mentioned that early in the show, but
Yeah.
that's all we kind of saw was like, and we'll see. I don't expect him back this year, personally, but we'll see, right? If you're in the mix, maybe. But if we're in the mix, I mean, Jake Browning's doing okay, and I'm not rushing Burrow out there. I don't know. It sucks. This whole thing sucks that we're having this conversation in week 3.
This leads me into maybe like a question I've been kind of thinking of. And, I know Dale, you and I maybe chatted about it a little bit. And I like to ask questions that kind of think outside the box and get people thinking, not like, although this scenario I bring up, maybe not quite out of the box. And I'd love to hear like maybe the Brew Crew, if the chat kind of chime in on this. At what point, Dale, Greg, chat, would you start to think about taking a swing on a quarterback as a higher pick? Like when do you kind of think that's something that you would start to consider? Now, I will present a scenario after this question, and like an actual scenario that maybe happened. I don't know, but I'm just kind of thinking back to, the Falcons took the swing on Penix last year. I mean, that was a little bit of a different scenario because obviously Kirk Cousins, they gave him a lot of money. It was kind of weird, but that transition's been, Penix has been okay. And then obviously the Jordan Love. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was still playing at an MVP level. He was later in his career. Although Jordan Love's been a little inconsistent, I think that's been seamless. So I don't know. I was just laying around thinking about that last night and just kind of thinking about just asking that as a question, just to kind of see what people think,
Greg, why'd you leave the screen? I was able to rip a heater because you were back. I was, I would say not near that scenario like a Jordan Love. I don't think we're there because Burrow is young, but the injuries are piling up, and it's a fair question. You know what I mean? And the fan base doesn't want to hear it, and I understand that because we all know we have a great player in Joe Burrow. I think, though, because let's just say Jake Browning has a decent season, but you missed the playoffs again.
Yeah.
I will go directly to like the 3rd round. And I'm not saying you find a stud there, but where was Russell Wilson drafted? 3rd round, correct?
Yep.
Maybe you try to start yes, Chris, we were on the same page. He popped it in the chat as I'm talking about it. You would think about taking a guy in the 3rd round, and it depends who's there. Like John Mateer, I don't even think is going to make it to the 3rd round now. But I was talking about this when Burrow was healthy. I like having a good backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a guy like John Mateer, if he's in the 3rd, Carson Beck, now that scares the hell out of me. I know he's having a resurgent season.
Yeah, Carson Beck.
I don't think I'd take, because I think he's a 3rd round. I don't think you're going to find many guys in the 3rd round.
No,
you know what I mean? But hey, the way Shador lasted, and I know you can feel how you want about Shador. He went in the 5th round. But I'm just saying, if you take a Shador in the 3rd or 4th, And really, if we look back to a couple years ago, and this isn't quarterback related, but we have 2 inactive players that we took in the 3rd round in the same draft, and Jermaine Burton and McKinley Jackson. So if I could get my backup quarterback that I think can start games on a rookie contract for 4 years by taking him in the 3rd round, I would do that. I don't think I'd take a 1st-round guy, Dustin, unless I think I'm getting hints that Burrow might be done. That's the only way. But we've seen the way Burrow's bounced back from the injuries and had MVP-type seasons the following year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fair question, but I continue to ride with Burrow for now. But I would definitely be looking to take a 3rd-round type of quarterback because of the injury history. And I'd have that 3rd-round guy, and I would also have a veteran. Because there's veterans out there every year, that you can get and have in your system. Because it's probably not going to be Jake Browning if he does what we hope he does, which is ball out this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, no, Dustin, when you brought that up, believe me, I'm one of those fans that doesn't want to hear it, but Dustin, it's a very fair-ass question, buddy. It really is. I mean, the point I was going to make was you look at Bo Nix, Dale, you had him as a 3rd or 4th round. You look the way how quarterbacks are being taken way too high. I mean, okay, I'll give you another example. Jalen Hurts, if this was the draft last year, Hurts would have been a top 10 pick easily. He wouldn't have been a 2nd-round pick. I can dare, because quarterbacks are getting way overly picked. So it's going to be very hard to find someone in the 3rd or 4th round is my take. But if there's someone that you think that can fit your system, you're like, hey, this is a guy I think I can develop that can win me some games if Joe is healthy, I'd be all for that. The problem is quarterbacks are getting picked way overly picked now these days.
It's also, even in the 1st round, right? The hit rate for 1st-round quarterbacks is what? Like 50-50 at best?
Yeah. Paul brought up the point. Like, so Joe next season will be going into what, season 7?
Yeah.
So if we would go by the math of like when Jordan Love, which he started his 4th NFL season, that would be like, put Burrow and past actual his contract until the 10-year mark, I think, something like that.
Okay, so you're looking at it from like get a guy in here and let him set for 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, I guess when you said it, I was trying to think of the whole picture, but yes, that's not the craziest idea. But
does that move the needle to swing higher?
But you're not giving. I still don't know did the Packers win the Super Bowl if they take T. Higgins instead of Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not what they are now, but they were right in the mix for a Super Bowl when they took Jordan Love over T. Higgins. That draft.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't mean for the question to be gloomy or anything. It's just something to,
I think it's a good question. It's a good conversation. I think a lot of people couldn't have this. The 3 of us are capable of having the conversation.
No, Dustin, it's a very fair-ass question, man. It's a very fair-ass question, period, and all that. The point I'm making is the way how people are taking quarterbacks like way, way overly high. I just don't know who would be there. But no, Dustin, I totally get the concept of your question 100%. I mean, you think about it in general, Dustin, how the Bengals made a call on Malik Willis. The Packers like, look, we can't. We're like, we want him because we don't know if other guys can stay healthy. I think backup quarterbacks are way more valued now these days, big time, with a lot of quarterbacks getting hurt now in general. Yeah. So, no, yeah. Dustin, to answer your question, I mean, I talked to a Steelers fan who would love nothing more than have Jake Browning next year on the Steelers, by the way. I pray to God that does not happen, but I could see that happening, but that's a different story. But no, Dustin, that is a very good question. Yeah, you got to think to yourself, is this a guy that I want to take where I'm sacrificing an immediate need on another position, but this is a guy I know that I can develop, that I think I know I can develop that can win me a couple games just as a security blanket.
Yeah, let's say the actual scenario, let's say, where do you have Nussmeier going, Dale?
I was thinking Nuss. I have Nuss like quarterback 1. I think he goes 5, but he hasn't looked great the last couple games, but I still think he's like advanced his ball placement, his the way he like will throw guys. He'll see something where it doesn't look like anything's there, but that's why he also throws a lot of picks. But I think he goes high. But I'll just say like a Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, which he's got a big matchup against Illinois his first test. But the kid's got all the physical tools at like 6'4", 225, a good arm. He's mobile. Like that would be a fun guy. Let's say we're picking in the 20s because we made the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you get like a Mendoza, and let's say he finishes out the year good, but that's about the range that I have like a Fernando Mendoza for this draft if he comes out, because I think he can go back to school another year too. But that would be interesting because then you're trying to develop him behind the Burrow, and he's got some of those traits where he can move, but he hasn't shown where he's getting it. But I don't know, man. It's not a fun conversation, I'll say that, but it's a real honest conversation that probably needs to happen. I feel like people feel like you can't have any conversation, anything about Burrow without being a hater and an asshole. And that's not the case. You know, the Bengals are still going to be the Bengals after Joe. We appreciate Joe taking us to the Super Bowl. We love Joe. We know our best chance to win is with Joe. But this is the third season-ending injury with Joe in his 6 seasons.
Chris here is asking Dale, let's say Jake is successful again with more conventional offense under center, play action, etc. Don't we have to get Joe to change at least a little?
Yes. I mean, that's not even at some point, man, but that injury can happen no matter what. And honestly, when you're out there, it doesn't matter if you're in play action, you're in this, that. If Joe's going to continue to scramble and try to make plays, and he is, because that's just who he is, there's always a chance for injury. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean and all that.
But I do understand trying to save Joe from Joe at times, because what he likes takes too many hits.
Right.
Yeah. And you got to think this is a conversation that I would think the Bengals front office has to start thinking about at some point.
Yeah, and it's not getting rid of Joe. Like, you're not even saying that. You're saying drafting a guy potentially in the first round if you're picking. How many times we drafted Cedric Abwehi? Maybe you draft a quarterback of the future for 3 years from now.
Well, and Dustin, let me ask you this. If Browning wasn't a free agent next year, would you even be thinking about this?
I would be still. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of like, you know, as teams do, they draft for the depth and like planning for the future a lot of times, not always need, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking like, let's say a Gus fell, he probably won it, and we draft like 27th. I'm just taking that as a scenario, and he's just sitting there, and you see the talent, and you can say like, okay, this is the guy that we could develop. If he ends up into a great backup, like a Browning, great. But if we can get a guy that drops that far in the first round, do you take that swing in that scenario?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, let's say you draft a guy and Joe stays healthy for 2 or 3 years of this guy's rookie contract. Maybe you trade that guy at that point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah, absolutely. Like Browning.
So,
no, Dale, a couple years ago, I thought we could have get the way Browning was playing. I thought we could have get like maybe a 3rd or 4th round pick for Browning. Was I crazy to say that?
At the time, a little bit, but maybe not, honestly, because it's a quarterback needy league, and that's the thing.
Is.
Sometimes you got to take your swings through the draft too. And if it's first round, I think I would get it. You know, it's not saying that we're not drafting this guy to replace Joe. We're drafting this guy to learn behind Joe, and we've got depth, and we're going to develop. I mean, that's been the Packers model from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love.
Yeah,
well,
and it's worked well. It's worked well.
And another thing also, our offense, it has to be a quarterback that can know the offense. It just can't be a guy you can throw in there and say, hey, this guy can throw the ball deep. The Bengals run a very – I think you could say they run a very complicated offense. It has to be a guy not to be dead on like Joe, but to know somewhat of the system like Joe.
But that's the thing. You're developing them. I didn't think Jordan Love was going to be what Jordan Love is. Mm-hmm. Now, Aaron Rodgers, I feel like, was a little easier because he probably should have went first overall instead of Alex Smith and fell. But Jordan Love coming out of Nevada, I was like, accuracy and I don't know about that. But man, they developed him behind an Aaron Rodgers, behind that. And that's what Dustin's saying, to develop behind Burrow. I think that it makes sense to consider it. You know what I mean? Now, everything matters when it comes draft time. How did the season go? How did that go? How did this go? Where are you picking? Who's there? It will all matter. But I think it's a fair conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was good. I think it's good to have those types of discussions around the team that we love, because you don't want to be in a position where you're just cycling and trying to like draft quarterback and then we're back into the abyss again too,
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, we covered this. So the Bengals signed 2 quarterbacks, the Bengals killer Mike White and a local kid out of St. X, Clifford. So what's your guys' take on both those quarterbacks? I mean, Mike White, we all remember him.
They were available for a reason. They're not good.
Exactly.
It's if we get to that, we're fucked. Like, honestly, if we get to Brett Rippon, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Jake Browning's been here. He's been here for a long time. The players know him. He knows the system, like you're talking. But you also got to always change the system. But we get down to one of those guys.
Oh, God.
Nah, man. Like, come on now. We just got to keep Jake Browning healthy at this point and roll with Jake. Team Titties,
Team Tits, Team 6.
But like, I'll just say this, Mike White. We don't even have to talk about Mike White. I'll just never forget. I don't know about you guys, but after we beat the crap out of the Ravens at Baltimore, year went to the Super Bowl. I don't know about you. Everybody was all cocky going in to get against the Jets. I'm thinking to myself, this looks too easy to be true. And Mike White didn't even do anything amazing or anything.
Yeah, he did.
He made simple plays and all that. But remember, Dale, the year after we played the Jets, Flacco was their quarterback. We were at the theater. I was sitting next to you. We thought Mike White was going to come in, and you and I were freaking the hell out. Like, no, don't put him in. He's fine. And they didn't. Thank God. And Flacco lost the game because of that.
You guys heard me talk about how much Jacksonville worried me in week 2. Yeah, it's like. Everybody was like,
dude. No, Flacco in week 1 worried me because, like,
I'm always worried, period.
Yeah.
No, I mean, when people say these are games that are going to be walk in the park, they're not a walk in the park at all. No. Especially now with, nothing, no offense against Jake. We think Jake can do it, but especially now going forward, in Minnesota, you look at Minnesota, this has to be a must win for us because that next week you're going at Denver. Then we at home and Lions, who are just coming off a big win. And then
it's a 1 week league, Greg. I will say it. I won't look ahead in the negative, and I wouldn't look ahead in the positive. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. But everybody, that's why I hate doing record prediction and stuff because you don't know who's going to be injured.
Exactly.
On either team, you don't know how teams play. Man, play from week to week, even when healthy, is a roller coaster ride in the NFL. It is a 1 week league, and you have to come out there and play your best and have a great game plan. The coaches, the players, it all matters. It's a 1 week league. And guess what? I'd much rather be going into a 1 week league 2-0 than 0-2 this week against Minnesota. Right. The Bengals are 2-0. It is Jake Browning. I don't give a fuck. You have a chance to go 3-0. Yes. That shit means something. We are Bengals fans. Get behind Jake Browning. Get behind Team Titties. His girlfriend gonna be wearing scandalous outfits.
I think our fan base has done a good job of moving forward.
Yes,
from what I've seen. I've been actually impressed with the way that everybody's kind of we talked about the Burrow thing and what type of offense we should be playing and, protection for him and comparing him to Andrew Luck and just, it's easy to have those thoughts come in, but I've also been very impressed how everybody's just kind of moving forward with Jake. And I think the percentage, I don't get into these things so much, but I think it's if you start the season 3-0, you have an 84% chance of making the playoffs. So it's kind of weird that we could start the season really strong like this, missing Burrow and all the hectic stuff that goes around us. It just makes sense for all the shit that we go through as Bengals fans,
Man, we just gotta hope, boys, that Jake Browning and the defense has to step it up, and they're without Stewart and most likely without CTB. So the defensive injuries suck because, man. But we're also hoping that Al Golden is continuing to find his stride as a defense coordinator in the NFL. Like,
Hey,
Has this surprised you guys? We've been one of the lower blitzing teams so far in the NFL.
no, because I never was Al Golden really much of a blitzing guy, really much.
I think that was his MO at Notre Dame. I could be wrong though, but from what I remember, I thought he liked to dial them up. But
well, how about this? Notre Dame, with all the good corner prospects and this and that they have, their defense sucks dick this season without Al Golden. I see a bunch of their fans going, wish we had Al Golden back.
Oh, wow.
Bro, they're saying Notre Dame has some deep pockets. If their defense struggles this year, they're going to go back to Cincinnati and drop a bag on Al Golden's desk to try to get him to come back.
Well, no, oh, no, never mind. What am I saying? Marcus, sorry, I got confused. So Marcus Spring, you figure with him being a good defensive-minded guy that Al Golden leave him, but just shows you how valuable
When you're the head coach, though, it's different. When you're the head coach, you're overseeing everything. And when you're the D coordinator, you're coming up with those game plans specifically for the defense. And Al Golden, and that's the hope, guys, that Al Golden gets in that lab and he continues to evolve it. And maybe we do see more blitzes. And maybe with some of these injuries, we're going to have to blitz. Shamar Stewart isn't there to create the pressure. You don't have CTB at corner. So you got to do something to change things up this week included. And maybe bring a little more blitz action. Maybe Demetrius Knight gets a couple sacks this week. Because I think Demetrius Knight can be a guy that you can blitz. He's got the body, he's got the frame, he's got the speed. That is a guy that could come on the blitz this week. And Oren Burks looked good in that role too. Oren Burks, that was part of that because I was wondering about the snap share. Part of that was him as a pass rusher. Oren Burks was bringing some pressure as a pass rusher, as a blitzer in that game. So maybe we're going to see that more and more between him and D Knight.
And shout out to Demetrius Knight, doesn't he? I think he leads the league in rookies. 15 tackle. Was it 15? Hold on, I got to look that up.
Yeah. His snaps was way down, but he still had 5 tackles and like 55% of the defensive snaps.
Yeah, yeah. I think the first month of the season in the NFL, they call it like extended preseason almost. Like you're trying to figure out your team. So I kind of wonder if we're still going through that phase a little bit, and maybe we start to see some, tinkering with some different blitzes. Because I know, like, one of the comments Al Golden had about Demetrius Knight is being able to utilize him on blitzes. I know in the training camp they were bringing Geno Stone on some blitzes as well, and that was something that he talked about. So I think there's actually still a lot of like exciting things that Golden's going to.
Well, and Dax can do it. Dax was excellent at that, like that Mike Hilton role that used to as Bengals fans. But that's what he did at Michigan, man. Dax coming off that corner, and they bring Dax a little bit. And Dax's run stop on ETN. After that interception, that put them back like 6 yards right off the rip.
Yeah.
We finally found Dax. Just keep him there, slide. Don't move him. Keep him where he's at. You move him all around, but it's allowing him to be that versatile piece in the slot. He basically is playing some linebacker, if you guys notice. Like, did we pick up?
That's part. You can say, oh, he's in the slot. He was on the outside. He was at safety. He's also playing a little linebacker. Like, he is literally that chess piece that you can move around and do a little bit of everything.
James.
Kyle Hamilton. For the Ravens. It's so valuable to have a guy like that. Go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say, I was looking this up because this is how lost I am with Dax. Did we pick up his option? Yeah, we have. Yeah. Thank God we did. Oh my God, thank God.
Dude, I was telling everybody, I'm like, man, even just what he showed at outside corner for 2 games. I know he got injured, but I'm like, he also had 100-some tackles at safety. I remember putting out there, it's a no-brainer to pick up that option. People was like, no, it's not. And I'm like, it's $13 million. It's a no fucking brainer to pick up his 5th-year option.
Yeah. Tyson Anderson, how did you guys think he did filling in for a little bit? At times, do you guys trust him to say we know he's a good
for 2 weeks? Yeah. He's been here, and he's a ball hawk. Like, if he has to fill in for Geno Stone or whoever, he's good. Like, the depth we built, obviously we didn't want to test it with Joe, but the depth we built as a team.
Yes.
Because, we're down Lucas Patrick, boom, Reisner, and Reisner had some very rough moments. I clipped him up for everybody to see. But that first week, he was really good, coming in cold against a really good Cleveland defense, and I think he's only going to get better. And there's going to be rough moments. It's the NFL. The other guys on the other side of the defense get paid to make plays, and their defense coordinators. But, man, guys, we have a chance to go 3-0. Let's be excited.
I'm excited about the ball hawking ability of the secondary. They've already shown that.
Yep.
It would be nice, and I'm not quite sure, like, if we could unlock a little bit of Baltimore Geno. That would be nice to see the way that he can get his hands on the ball. So I think there's a lot of potential in the secondary to use a lot of guys a lot of different ways. So
we're going to be tested, though. We're going to be tested with CTB out, and I know he had a rough week 1, but he was incredible week 2. And then if Turner is kind of limited and out, man, that depth's tested really quick this week. So that I'm definitely going to be watching that.
Yeah.
Anytime it's a groin, man, that could flare up pregame for DJ Turner. And then we're down our 2 starting outside cornerbacks.
So did we see a updated injury report from Minnesota today?
Yeah, Darisaw is questionable. Harrison Smith questionable. Who else did you have questions about? I know most of theirs was just already out.
Ryan Kelly's out. Van Geekel, is he out or he was questionable?
I think questionable.
Questionable. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, they're down some guys too. So,
yeah, Darisaw coming back, but it's your first game action in almost 12 months, like 11 months.
Yeah, I got a feeling he's not going to play just because it's against Trey.
I think he's playing.
Really? Okay.
I think he's playing.
Maybe they're like, damn, we can't throw out.
We've already got injuries along this line and have struggled. We're just hoping this guy comes back and helps us, but
yeah, Will Fries has been terrible.
No.
I hope he continues to be.
They invested heavily in guards, and they're like one of the worst pass blocking teams. That's a comment I made.
Donovan Jackson's been pretty good, though, from everything I've seen from their fan base and stuff. And that's the thing. Like, you can say, oh, we're terrible, but a lot of times the individual matchups, it could be 2 guys that are terrible out of 5,
Yeah.
To be fair.
Donovan Jackson had a good first week. I don't know if last week was as good for him.
I think it was okay. Like,
was it okay?
Was what some of their – I haven't watched it. Some of their fans was saying, like, they watched it and it was pretty solid.
Pretty solid, yeah. He's got a 60 overall grade so far. So, yeah. I mean, he's a good – Ohio State Buckeye, good player. But, yeah. I mean, sorry we didn't get to the NFL picks, but we kind of –
all good, man. You wanted to have a conversation. You're part of this show.
This was a great conversation to have, man. No, like I say, I didn't want to – Dustin, when you first brought it up to me, I'm like, oh, Dustin, I don't want to talk about this.
Greg never wants to have those conversations.
No, Dustin. But, Dustin, man, it's a fair conversation. Dustin, normally when you say something if I don't agree with, I'm like, yeah, he's probably right. When you thought Cap was declining, I'm like, oh, Dustin, you're full of what – Dustin, man. You're right at times. I may not would admit at times, but you are right, bro.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing that Dustin's doing. He's not trying to say, "Hey, I'm right. I'm right about this. I'm wrong about." He's just tossing out conversation pieces, which
Dustin,
need to happen, and I respect that.
I agree with you, Dustin. It needs to happen, all that. But like Dustin, when I think about it, I'm like, no, this is absolutely a great conversation to have. I'm glad we had this discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's the conversations. I mean, we could talk ball, we can talk about the game, but there is a point like the elephant of the room is, the Burrow conversation and what the future looks like. And, it's just, since we're kind of on the heels of him just having the surgery and stuff, it was just something I was thinking of, and I'm sure the fan base is too. I think there's some really good, valid points from the Brew Crew today in there too.
Always.
So, yeah.
Let me ask you guys this crazy ass scenario. Say if Browning balls out.
Not doing it. I won't have scenarios for the season.
Okay. We won't do it.
I mean, Dustin, you can ask Dustin.
Dustin, okay, I'll ask you.
I'm going to take a pee. You guys can have this.
Can you extend Browning now?
No. Here's my question. My question to you is this. Browning balls out. He is just tearing it up. Best quarterback in the league, easily. Biggest surprise and all that and stuff. Just tearing it up. Offense is clicking. Burrow's already come back in December, ready to go for the playoffs. Dustin, do you start Burrow or do you no, I got the pants hot still. I don't want to change what I'm doing right now. I'm going to stick with Jake.
I think you go with the hot hand, to be honest. I think Burrow had started this season off pretty slow. I don't know if do you guys follow Theo Ash on Twitter?
No, I do not.
So
I do. No.
He clipped up a bunch of Burrow stuff, and he just hasn't been playing good the first 2 weeks. So it's like end of season. It's like, what is that? What does that look like? It's not so much like recovering from the injury. It's like on ramping back up, like it's like starting a new job. Like you have the first like 2 to 3 weeks where you're just like in training again.
Right.
Like, is that smart to do at the end of the season? Like it feels good. I love it to have that as a vision, but I just don't know what that looks like. It's so uncertain of like what that ramp time would look like. What do you think, Greg?
I would not want to make that decision, Dustin, because if Browning loses, say if he lost one game and it wasn't even his fault or anything, in the playoffs, say I guess or just say if they stuck with Browning and he had a good playoff game, but the defense cost us the game, everybody's going to say, "Oh, it's on the Bengals. We didn't start Burrow, and all that." So but no. Here's the thing. I don't think Browning is going to be like, no. We know. Look, if he can just keep us in the hunt, that's all I care about right now. That's all I give a shit about. But if that scenario did come up, how do you tell someone who's playing their ass off so well, Dustin, like, look, man, I got to sit you back down here and all that?
Yeah.
Well, Dustin, this isn't too similar. I remember when Dalton was just tearing it up the 2015 year. I had so many people that did not like Andy Dalton. Like they wanted AJ McCarron to start over Dalton. I remember even when Dalton was having his MVP year before when he got hurt, AJ did a good job filling in for him. Don't get me wrong. But what pissed me off was people said, well, you got to give McCarron a chance. I'm like, well, why give McCarron a chance when Dalton's having an MVP year? That just pissed me the hell off so badly. When I kept hearing that because, look what he did at Alabama. Well, look at the team he had around him in Alabama. I'm not trying to discredit McCarron or anything, but it wasn't even close in my opinion.
It's just unfortunate because it's actually a lose-lose situation for the Bengals. Let's say they go to the playoffs and they decide to ride with the hot hand and Jake does have a bad game. Or here's another scenario on top of your scenario. Here we go. If you want to have a lot of fun with this, let's say we get in the playoffs, wild card, Browning's tearing it up. Let's say we're playing, I don't know, Bills, whoever. It doesn't matter the team. If he's having a bad first half, do you bring Burrow in that playoff game?
I would.
See if he can give you the backup spark. Burrow
backup spark or just change the whole outcome of the game, and Burrow just comes in and it does that. No, Dustin, that's a damn good question right there. To be honest with you, I would put Burrow in. I would.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be just ironic, like, oh, Burrow's giving the backup spark like backups do sometimes,
Yeah.
That would be crazy. He comes in at halftime, he comes back off the bench.
That would be crazy.
Well, the other thing, too, what's Burrow's – this is what's tricky, too, because you paid a lot of money to Burrow.
Right.
Unfortunately, that does factor into it. Sometimes it's like, well, we're making this investment in this guy. We're going to play him. But, what's also his mindset in terms of, if they are riding with the hot hand, what does that look like? There's so much you can peel this onion back so many different ways because, let's say Burrow has to sit because Browning is tearing it up. How does that transition into the following year? Does that shake Burrow's confidence? Does he feel a little ousted by that? It's just kind of crazy, all the different scenarios.
I think the best case scenario is Jake Browning balls out because we're Bengals fans, right?
Right.
And he's got us in the mix. We're looking good for a playoff spot. We're undefeated. Fuck it. That's best case scenario. And it's 3 months from now, right?
Right.
Well, guess what you can do? You can play Jake Browning for another 3 to 4 weeks, see if he makes the playoffs. That gives Burrow another month off his recovery. Because I bet that's the best case scenario is Burrow comes back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I know Jake Browning, let's say he led us there. Because I don't even like the Jake Browning, we're having this conversation 3 months from now. Because I don't think Burrow will come back 3 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
But four would be the playoffs. So you either made the playoffs or you didn't. Then I think it's fair to have the conversation. Browning led us to the playoffs. Do we let him play the first game? Burrow's the backup. Yeah, sure. Why not? But Burrow's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you're throwing him in there in the playoffs right away.
It's Joe Burrow. I probably am. But I mean, that's 4 months instead of 3.
Flip scenario, the scenario I just asked Greg, this is
Uh-oh.
another one. Okay, let's say we roll at Burrow in the playoffs and he's having a shitty first half. Like, there's no way you're pulling Burrow to put Browning in, are you?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
probably not.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of different scenarios. We're just playing pretend here, but it's just
Yeah, I just want to go 3-0.
I know, like it's just the end of the season conversation
know.
will be interesting when you kind of
Yeah.
know the future, because
And we'll have it more then, right? We'll know what happened. We'll be able to do this honestly from week to week. Here's the thing: the conversations will get more fun if Jake Browning keeps winning.
It
I'd
will
be
be.
more willing to have these conversations.
Oh, no, and it gets interesting. Okay, one more before I swear to God, this is my last one. Do you say if Browning balls out so much, he's going to get a big contract somewhere? Do you risk tagging Jake Browning, letting Trey Hendrickson walk?
No, not if Trey's playing the way Trey's playing. I clipped up Trey. Like, Trey was phenomenal in that game.
Right.
Trey through the first 2 weeks. And Dustin, I know how you've said like Trey as he gets older, but I've seen no fall off in his play.
Me neither.
Like,
So
that's
far.
always the question.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. It is a 1 week. But so far through 2 weeks,
Mhm.
Trey Henderson looks amazing. And I am easily using a $30 million tag on Trey next year. Or you know what? You go ahead and you give him the 2 to 3 year extension.
Yeah.
Say, hey, we can tag you, but we don't want to do it, Trey. So how about we just work out an extension real quick for 2 or 3 years?
What do you think about that TJ Watt performance so far? He hasn't had a sack in 6 games, and they gave him that contract.
Yeah.
TJ Watt also had a lot of injuries. So I mean, you could, you know what I'm saying? Put that back.
He was healthy the last year, wasn't he? He was healthy all last year, wasn't he?
I don't think he was fully healthy. Like, I think he's always dinged up.
Yeah, I didn't want to give him. No, I always thought Myles Garrett was better than TJ Watt. Everybody, I mean, like Myles Garrett. Yeah, that's the thing I had with Watt was he just seemed like he was always hurt or playing hurt.
Yeah, fuck that. What? You don't tank for a pick when you're 2-0.
No, fuck no. We're
that.
going. No, the prophecy stands, Dale. We got this going. We're not fucking tanking.
And like Malik Wright and his crew are fantastic. So I don't want anybody to think we're shitting on them, but man, that's a crazy take. Like, I am not tanking for any picks. Like, I don't get, like, you're 2-0. You know what I mean? You've already won 2 games. You have those in the bank.
Has anybody watched the AFC this year?
AFC is horrible.
Garbage.
Wide open. And the Bills look good, but the Bills defense don't.
Yeah, Bills look good. I mean, we're going to see more from Baltimore on Monday night, right? Like, they're going to be going against a high-powered offense. I mean, the Browns, they shut them down, but,
it's the Browns. The Browns not winning against us week 1. Honestly, that's probably the end of their season. They're so ready to just be done. Myles Garrett's going to want traded. It's going to go downhill fast.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring this up. One more thing. The Dolphins head coach McDaniel. Do you guys think he gets fired before the next game?
Bro, Tua sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that?
So you can fire him, but he don't have a quarterback. So is it on him or not? It's hard to.
I just don't think he can get control of his team. I think he was rushed into a head coaching job way too young. I mean, I know they try to get these young guys in as soon as possible. I just didn't think he was ready because I looked up his resume. He was only an offensive coordinator for 1 year with the Niners, and they had a loaded team. I just thought he got rushed in too quickly. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, they showed some fight last night. It actually was a pretty close game until Tua.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how Tua's just one of, and it's kind of funny. So, how like everybody was clamoring on to Ben Johnson? He's kind of lost their team already, saying some wild stuff in the media. Bobby Slowick, everybody wanted him, the Texans offensive coordinator. He's now a pass game coordinator. And then, like everybody was gushing over the offense for the Dolphins, albeit, they had some high-powered offenses against shitty teams until they went into better teams. So it's like, be careful what you wish for with coaches, man, because you never
Well,
know.
we're going to find out. Like, and if people want to be Zach Taylor haters, they better be Zach Taylor lovers if Jake Browning goes on a roll here.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. It may not happen. You could go back on hating him. But him and Dan Pitcher, man, because they are going to have to dial up Jake Browning's strengths like they did when Browning went 4-3.
And if we would have made the playoffs, you guys can read. Pitcher would have been a head coach last year if we would have made the playoffs.
Maybe it's 1 year. I think teams want to see it more than one as an OC. But
Yeah. The early returns on the offense, and I'm just not seeing the dynamicism and the multiple looks. We did have that the first couple of drives, and again, it's 2 games, but guys get coaches get freaking film on you guys. We see it happen to quarterbacks. Like, we'll see the adjustments that Pitch makes to like how he designs this offense, and then obviously like now with Browning going back in there. The offense changing a little bit, but it's going to be fun to see, screens, play actions, get them out of the pocket a little bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Absolutely. For sure, boys. All right, man. I got Jeff show at 5:30, so going to end this one. It was a long one, but it was a good one. And, we love talking ball, and hopefully we can talk ball on Monday after the Bengals are 3-0. I think we have every opportunity to go do it, to go be 3-0. We have the opportunity. Now, will we do it? Who knows, right? That's why you watch the games. But you play to win the game. So we're going to play to win the game, and we're going to play to go 3-0. And then after that, we'll talk about going 4-0. So, hoo-day, boys.
Hoo-day.
Everybody have a good weekend.